Good evening, Patriots. Dan Dubois, National President, Canadian Combat Coalition. We're also known as C3. Tonight, I want to continue our short mini series introducing C3 members to the Patriots and fellow members of C3. So I'm going to bring in some people. Let's see if we can bring everybody here and here. Okay. I gotta find Troy Rubia. Okay. The guy I want to bring in tonight is Troy Rubia. So I'm hoping to see him pop up there shortly. And if and when he does, I'll bring him on. Troy Rubia. Okay, there we go. He's right there. So looks like it's working. Looks like Troy will be joining us shortly. And I just want to introduce who Troy Rubia is. Troy Rubia is the president of Labrador, Newfoundland province. He's been active for, I guess almost a year. And well, that didn't work. Let's try bringing him in. Accept the invitation, Troy, if you're watching. It says you're watching. So you should get an invitation. It's saying connecting. There we go. And it's working. Right on. So let me introduce to everybody a fellow president of the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. He's active members. You've been with us how long now, Troy?
Well, I'd say a few years now.
Yeah, eh? Yeah, you've been with us almost since the beginning. So you know what, Troy? I know everything about you. I know you quite well. Troy and I have spoken quite often. But Troy, I'll give you the floor. Please tell us who you are, what you are. I know you're a musician. Introduce yourself. Tell the fellow patriots all about Troy Rubia.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? It's great to be here. It's nice to be talking to you. My name is Troy Rubia. I'm president of Newfoundland Labrador Canadian Combat Coalition. I am First Nations, proud First Nations. I'm registered as well. I am a musician for over 30 years, and I'm a sound techie for I'd say good 15. Uh, and I am a proud patriot.
I've been following you, your posts and your comments for a long time, and I know where your heart lies, Troy. And tell us what are your main concerns with what's going on in Canada? What's bothering you the most, and what are you seeing in your province?
Well, what I'm seeing in my province is too much red, way too much red. Oh, way too much red. We're a red province. Once upon a time, I was proud of that, but I'm not. But not anymore.
Mhm.
Like we're it's a liberal, still quite a liberal province. Like there's even people I work with, like they've even said Sharia law is a good thing, but what's wrong with Sharia law, right? No, Sharia law, that's foreign law. Foreign law. We have Canadian law, state law, and this stuff is foreign law. That's invasion law, right? That's not here.
Yeah, it does. It definitely doesn't. Meld with our society and our beliefs and stuff like that. That's for sure. And I know that you're concerned. So you're fine now. You're off for the winter, I guess, eh?
Yep, winter holidays.
Yeah, right on. Good for you.
Seasonal work. I hooked myself a seasonal job. I work in the summer and I'm laid off in the winter.
You know what? Many jobs are like that. It is what it is, like especially construction and all that. It's seasonal, and power to them. They work long, hard hours during the summer months, so you deserve the rest during the winter months. That's for sure.
Overtime, like just like 12, 13, 14 hours sometimes.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
ridiculous. Yes. Oh man.
Yeah, well, that's
You ever
why you guys are basically putting in so many hours in a week that it is almost like putting in the same hours as a guy working year round and taking regular
hmm
holidays. Um, if I might ask, what instruments do you play?
Okay, I play um, bass guitar, and then I play a little bit of everything else.
Really, eh? Any percussion instruments and stuff, or
I love drums,
yeah, eh?
a drum, and I do like percussions too. Yes, bongos, congas, tambourine, um, well, you name it.
Are you guys in a band now? Are you in a band right now, or
Well, since I just got laid off, I started up a band. I was able to play again because when I was working, like the schedule was too unpredictable. So like I could not make any plans. Could not make any plans to do anything because like only work. I could only focus on work. But now where I'm laid off, I got my three-piece up. I even got my one-piece started too. A
Hmm.
one-piece bass guitar band. Can you believe it?
Yeah. Yeah. So do you book yourself in local clubs and stuff, or well you
Yep.
do, eh?
Sing for my supper.
Right on. Right on.
And I put on so
So are you tell us a bit about are you married? Are you what's your
much.
situation?
I'm living in sin.
Oh, good for you. Any kids, any grandkids?
Three step kids and one grandkid, one granddaughter.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. So you know like most of us that where Canada's headed is definitely not something or somewhere that we want our children to live. It's sad, but the Canada that we grew up in may be gone and lost forever for generations to come. Yeah.
Well, we'll have to get it back. But that's see, the thing is, I'm hoping it is true that Canada is just too inclusive for Sharia to take hold.
Yeah.
Because you violate somebody's rights and they all stands up bawling over it, right? So like I'm hoping that if enough of them start seeing this, they'll start saying, "Hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute. I thought this was supposed to be peaceful. I thought you guys were supposed to be peaceful." Right? And then they'll realize, just one by one, like, we all lose our mind all at once, but one by one do we regain our senses.
It's awesome to be tolerant, and Canadians are very tolerant. We're good people, we're good-natured people. We're not warmongers by any way, shape, or form. If anything, we're accused of being too polite and always apologizing for everything. And Trudeau's sure spearheading that sentiment, being an apologist extraordinaire. The man kisses
Hmm.
more butts than toilet seats. Has no backbone whatsoever. So, I'm proud to be a Canadian, and I'm proud to be who I am because my country shaped me to be the person that respects other cultures and what have you. But I believe that the pendulum has kind of swung too far on the libertarian type agenda where everything is accepted, even if it's bad.
And even ideas now are given rights. That don't make sense.
Yeah,
Ideas don't have rights. People have rights.
yeah.
Ideas, ideas. Ideas is nothing. Ideas exist in our minds. That's where ideas are. We bring it out, but like still, it's still if it's still just an idea. An idea is an idea. It's not a person. right? Ideas don't have rights. People have rights, but ideas don't, and
Well,
entities don't have rights.
I know you're speaking of the Islam ideology. And
Hmm.
again, we have to be always dotting our I's and crossing our T's. And we have to mention that we oppose the extremists of Islam. And those are the ones that believe in Sharia law and the violent side of Islam. So
Hmm.
yeah, of course. And this mass immigration, where do you stand on that situation, Troy?
Well, let's see. If they'll integrate, come on. But if not, stay away.
Exactly.
Simple. It's just that simple.
So
If they
you're
come on,
so you're a First Nations.
yes.
Okay, so basically, you've seen and you've experienced what mass immigration did to your people.
Oh, yeah. Look at what happened to the Gothic.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
That
killed.
I love to use our First Nations as an example that mass immigration actually
Bad.
waters down the host culture to the point where they lose their culture, they then lose their rights, and very quickly, and First Nations are prime example,
Mhm.
second-class citizens in their own country.
Like, look what happens to indigenous populations under Sharia law.
Yeah,
What do you think happens? Okay, let's see. Let's talk about it. First, okay, now digging into, we'll be given a choice to convert, or we could stay and pay the jizya tax,
yeah,
or we could leave, or we're killed.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what very well
or
happened.
enslaved. I think another option is enslavement. You know,
Well, that, yeah, yeah. They'll probably just decide to make me a slave,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah,
But like I said,
it's a terrible ideology and it doesn't belong in a free country. And why our government is welcoming people with such beliefs into the country by the thousands and hundreds of thousands with
mhm,
open arms is beyond me. And this thing that Trudeau's signing away our sovereignty and
yeah,
actually giving away our immigration rights to the United Nations is, bewildering that a leader of a country would actually shell out his country like that. And why he's not been charged or arrested for some of the things he's done and the policies that he's endorsed, and the people that he's endorsed, and probably now it's coming to light that he may have been funding ISIS and Hamas and such groups. It's a shame that this government can't be ousted out of leadership more quickly. You
yep. Sad,
know?
sad.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
do you live on the coastal area of Newfoundland, or are you central Newfoundland, or?
St. John's.
Oh, you're right
I
in
live
St. John's, eh?
in the
So
capital. Yep.
you're right in the capital. You know, I'm when I retire, and that's coming pretty darn soon. I can't wait. I'm coming out there, eh?
Come on, bud.
And
Come on.
that's not just a threat, that's a promise. Because I
No, no,
haven't seen
no.
Newfoundland, and I've got two very dear friends that live on the island. So, and I've seen the West thoroughly. I've been out there quite a bit. I've been as far east as New Brunswick, but I have never seen Nova Scotia. I haven't seen PEI, and I haven't seen Newfoundland, of course. And I do plan on going on and spending probably an entire summer out there.
I got to tell you something real freaky. There's a mosque here in the city, and there's Sunnis and Shiites
Right?
sharing that. Like, I'm just wondering, is that ever gonna explode into a war, a civil war between them?
Well, I'll
Because
tell
the
you
hit
that I've never heard of Shiites and
Sunni.
the Sunnis actually getting along whatsoever. I thought they were at war in their own country.
Yeah, it's like because um, you had the Saudi Arabian Muslims, and you had the Persian Muslims, and like I think the story goes, uh, each one of them has got their own idea of where Islam was supposed to hit after Muhammad died, right? And
Yeah,
each of them had their own idea, and they didn't agree, right? And so they just don't agree.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's really surprising that you're telling me that. I never thought that that would even be possible, that those two sects would share a roof. Yeah.
Hmm.
Hey, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe there's hope that someday they'll get along and stop fighting.
That's like Nazis and socialists, like eating at the same table.
Well, is it good? Is it bad? It's hard to say. Uh,
Hmm.
maybe this will be infectious and they'll stop fighting and killing each other if they see that in Canada they actually get along. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
it's that's pretty weird. Like
it is.
I've heard that the Maritimes have actually been overwhelmed with a lot of immigration. Is that true?
Hmm. Now, my opinion, or from
What are you seeing?
us,
What are you seeing? Like you're in the capital. Are you seeing lots of immigrants in St. John?
I'm seeing a few. I haven't seen any macabre or was it burkas?
Yeah,
Any full burkas? But I've seen like it's like you get the burkas but the face is open.
right. The what they call the that's not the, yeah, just the regular burqa, not the yeah. There's a name for the closed one there. It escapes me right now. But yeah,
Now you
okay.
know what's
See, we're seeing. I live in far northern Ontario, and we're seeing a lot. I'm seeing a
wow.
lot of East Indians. I'm seeing a lot of Sikhs, and I'm seeing a lot of Muslims. I'm seeing a lot of people from the Middle East, and I'll tell you, uh, it's really been obvious only over the last few years, only over the last 2 or 3 years, and for the most part, um, you know it seems to be going okay out here. They seem to be integrating well. They seem to want to embrace our way of life. We haven't really had any issues to speak of whatsoever, which is really great. I can't say that Edmonton can say the same. I can't say that Toronto can say the same. Um, you know, again, it's a small percentage that are the ones to fear and that are actually extremists and aren't here to integrate into our way of life. But the fact of the matter is, if it's only 10% and there's 1.7 million of them here, do the math. That's a lot of people here that aren't here to integrate, and that we should fear. And if there's, they say, as many as 180 ISIS terrorists back in Canada, it only took seven to take down the Twin Towers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We're becoming a country of terrorists
yeah, yeah.
right on the American border.
Yeah. So, do you guys have, this is off topic, but do you guys have time change there and on the island, Newfoundland? Do you guys change? You do?
Yeah, we gotta mess with our clocks. Yeah,
So you do have daylight savings like we do, eh?
yeah. I think there's a saying there, but the natives said that only the is it the like whoever came up with the idea is it doesn't make sense how you can take cut a piece off of the bottom of a blanket and sew it onto the top of the blanket and think you got more blanket.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's because they think that we actually have more daylight, but I don't know what an hour does for everybody's life. It sure changes. It sure throws um,
With
confusion and stuff for about a week or so in everybody's lives. So right now, it'd be like 9:30-ish in um, Newfoundland, right?
right now it is 10:39. We're in the future, see?
Oh, so
We're
it's
in the
an
future.
hour. That's right. That's right. You're an hour. So yeah, you guys are
Yeah.
an hour in the future. We're
Yep.
we're like 3 hours in the future from British Columbia, and you're
Yep.
an hour ahead of us. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
What a great huge country to actually be able to occupy 4 time zones. Um,
Yep.
you
Like
know,
Russia.
we live in a wonderful place. And,
Hmm.
and I hate seeing it trashed, and I hate seeing
Sure.
politicians not value what we actually have in this great, great country, and they're willing to just throw it all away for their selfish um, agenda to enrich themselves and to keep the elite not working and the poor working to keep the elite not working, so to say.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's sad. I think they want to country, right? Oh, hello. Are you there? Oh,
Yeah,
perfect. Yeah.
yeah, you froze there for a second.
Yeah. Yeah. I got
Okay,
a
you're
feeling that
back.
I'm
It's
okay
cold
though.
here too, buddy.
Hey. Hey. Woo. Shocking, eh? Yeah. I guess I was going to say something. I was going to say, oh yeah, yeah. Do you notice that like they're always telling the Nazis like don't go dress in swastika, right? But these other Nazis, they're allowed to dress in their swastika,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like it don't make sense. That's hypocrite.
It's double
That's hypocrite.
standards.
Like we're better off just letting the Nazis do what they want if that's the case,
Yeah,
because we're Hungarians do whatever they want,
yeah. Well,
right?
that's
And
the ideologies that we have to fear and that we have
that's
to stop growing in our young people. And that's what's going on is the indoctrination of our young, of our youth
mhm,
that are actually been led to believe or being led to believe these terrible
yep,
ideologies, you know, and that's again promoted by mainstream media and what have you. So yeah,
mhm,
there's terrible issues out there to deal with, and we've only got a year left if we can get rid of Trudeau at least and put someone else in there that's more responsible and more caring of Canadians' values and of Canadians, period. It really troubles me when I know that we've got Canadians sleeping on the streets and that our veterans, people that have donated life and limb and part of their lives so that we could have freedom, that are now not properly compensated, and that our government readily compensates people that have contributed virtually nothing to this country and that have entered this country in an illegal fashion are being compensated, and the people that help support this great country are being ripped off. Yeah, I'll tell you, it angers me to no end. It almost ruins my day every day when I think of it. And what can we do to change it? You know, we
mhm.
got to do what we're doing, Troy. I guess we got to stand up against these terrible ideologies, and we got to share the awareness. You know?
Yes, we do to educate each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
because we can't rely on the mainstream media anymore. See, we can't
yeah.
because fake news,
Well,
fake news.
it's all about sensationalism and promoting these terrible agendas, and these terrible ideologies. Um,
Hmm.
Money is what's ruling, and evil seems to be prevailing for the simple reason that evil knows no boundaries to get its agenda accomplished, where good has boundaries. So it's much more difficult fighting a war with scruples, values, and being a good person when your opponent has virtually no values, no scruples, and doesn't care and can kill you
And
within the blink of an eye, where
hmm
you have hesitation. So, it's an uphill battle, there's no doubt. And I hope that good will prevail. You
it's possible. It's possible if enough of us wake up. Like the freak thing is this Islam. This was all this was all ended. It was all struck down in the 20s, I think it was, when Turkey elected a secular government. But then later on, oil was discovered in Saudi Arabia. Bang, brought it right back to life.
Yeah.
Right, brought it right back to life. And then the Shah of Iran. That was the second thing, the second factor that helped Islam come back. And now they're back. But it was almost gone. It was almost wiped out in the 20s, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The war when the Ottoman Empire, when that fell,
Hmm.
that was the last. That was the last of Sharia.
It's funny, that it made such a strong comeback. I don't know why and what
Yeah, we
promoted the comeback, but it's true.
took it out.
The Muslim agenda, and not the good ones, the bad agenda, the one that's all about dominating and ruling and conquering,
Mhm.
is really, really gaining traction. You know?
Final jihad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad, it's worrisome, it's troublesome, and we better do something about it. And we will be announcing our July rally. I'm thinking July 20th. To be, it's the last kick at the can, folks. Our last rally wasn't very successful. I'm first admitted. Not many people showed. It was over 100 degrees. Many people showed, but only people signed and had to leave because it was just too hot. I don't know if that played a factor. I think the biggest factor was apathy. People don't care, don't give a crap. They ate 3 times today, their bills are paid, and they really don't give a crap what's coming in the future. And some of these people have kids, and that's sad. Because if you don't
Mhm.
care about where you're going, you should at least care about where your children are going to be and where your grandchildren are going to be. You know, how old are your kids, Troy? While we're on the kid topic.
Okay, let's see. The oldest is in his 30s. Second oldest is in her early 30s, and the youngest is in his 20s.
Okay, so they're
And guess what?
so they're
Two
all
of them,
moved out and doing their own thing now.
yeah, the boys are on our side. The boys are with us. Right?
Okay,
Yeah. Now the girl, she's not so much. But I don't, I let the sleeping dogs lie, right?
yeah, yeah. My four have all left the nest. That's why I'm in the having. I had a big, huge house there for all four of us. And now I rent that out, and actually one of my kids is renting a portion of that house. And I moved into another house that I owned, this house here, a much smaller house, because it's me and Duke. And we don't need all that much room anymore. And this house has a double car garage, which is nice. I used to come here all the time to use the garage anyway, but now I can actually park my vehicles in the garage, which is nice.
I'm starting to hear your voice seems to be getting muffled.
You know
I think
what?
there's something,
Your voice, when you speak, it's clear, but in between, there seems to be static.
some
I
kind
don't
of
know if that's what it is, but it's coming and going. You notice?
yes. Now I'm also down in the basement too. I
Uh,
wonder, is that a
uh,
factor?
could be,
Could
could be.
but I'm in here in the room. I'm sort of like trying to stay away from, like, because I want to do this without being interrupted, right?
Ah, I see, I see.
So I'm down in my cave.
Uh-huh, the man cave. So,
Whoa!
you guys got snow out there?
A little bit,
Yeah?
small little bit. Yeah,
We,
but we're getting a lot of that warm weather up the eastern seaboard too. See, so
yeah.
that complicates it.
Well, we've got a good 6 inches of snow here, but they're telling us that by the weekend, we're supposed to see rain, and it's supposed to be in the pluses again.
Oh wow! I
Yeah,
hope I hope too much snow don't melt too quick.
yeah, it makes for flooding situations. And our area, well, not where I am here, but Sudbury, actually has a real flooding problem in the spring if we got a lot of snow. But hopefully it's not supposed to really persist. It's only a couple days of warm weather, and then we're back into the cooler weather. But yeah, our weather sure is different than when we were kids, I'll tell you. It's I've seen a big change in climate. And I'm not a big uh, greenhouse effect believer, by the way, but climate has changed. I believe it's a natural occurrence that the Earth is experiencing, and it has experienced before. History's proven that,
It's like,
that it's actually been hotter in the past. 20,000 years ago, the Earth was hotter than it is now, and there was no greenhouse effect. So, these are cycles, I believe, more than anything.
yeah, it has to do with the sun too, doesn't it? The sun goes through cycles.
Sure. Yeah. And
Great. That's,
there's a reason why our scientists are all quelled. Eh? Our scientists have all been, told not to talk. They're all under gag orders, basically. All around the world, scientists are under gag orders because they know things that if we knew, we wouldn't be playing into the globalist agenda maybe so readily.
yes, that's true. Yeah, pretty much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff that's being kept under wraps. Eh, that's really too bad.
Oh yeah.
See, I lost all my faith in public media, in the news. I no. If I hear something interesting, I'll go and I'll try to confirm it on the internet,
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that, right?
There's always two camps on every issue, but mainstream only exposes the one side, eh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's sad that we've come to a time in our lives where we can't trust our news.
It,
There was a time where news was everything. We trusted it. We watched it. We participated if we could help because what we saw was the truth. Now, I mean, you may as well watch a cartoon. It's probably more factual.
I just want to say hi to everybody. I want to see who's. Let's see. There's Win. Hi, Win. How you doing? There's Barry. Hey, Barry. Hey, John. Hey, Duke. Ed. What's happening, man? John. Again. Oh, yes. I know you're not the John. John. Hey, John. How you doing there, buddy? Down. Yeah. Sorry for my foolishness, boys, but I'm usually like that, right? I think it was a hit in the head when I was younger, but I'm much better now. I'm much, much better now. Uh, there's Jason, Tracy. Let's see. There's Dan Unra. Listen, your brother. I want to give you my personal condolences on your brother, Dan. Since it's in my. I'm telling you now because instead of just typing it right now where I'm on here, I want to tell you personally. And let's see who else. Who else? Yeah, that's all of them.
You
Why does
know,
Benson read?
it's funny, eh? But you can count uh, like almost 20 people watching, it says, but yet
Oh
it
yeah,
shows on camera only 7. It's
boy.
just like the videos. I'll go on one site and it'll see, 1,500 views. Then I go to the other site and it says 2,900 views. Uh, you know, it, it's funny, but they're actually manipulating the numbers. Like right here, it's not hard to see. There's, 1,
Oh,
2,
I see.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30. I'm going to stop it because there's no sense. There's over 30 people watching, but it says 7.
Yeah, same. 7,
Is that what you're seeing too? 7?
7. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
there's a new one. Hey,
Yeah.
how you doing? Yeah.
It's
That's
weird, eh?
again.
The
Sorry.
Facebook Nazis are manipulating the numbers. They just don't want us to think that they want us to think that we're talking to ourselves. In some cases, I'm sure we are. I know I do. But for the most part, it's funny, but it's fake news and lies at every turn. You can't believe almost, I mean, if you didn't say it, you can't believe it. It's incredible.
No.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. You didn't see it with your own two eyes by the
Yeah.
difficult.
So, Troy, it's been a
Yep.
pleasure talking to you. I want to tell everybody that, Troy is the guy, Troy Rubia is his name. If you're living in the Newfoundland, Labrador area, this is the guy you want to talk to. There's many leadership roles still available in his area. We're making captains because some of Canada is so vast that we make captains of cities. So Troy has the power to make you a sergeant at arms or a guardsman or a captain of your city. And so there's a lot of leadership roles still available in his area. And if you just want to be a simple member, he's the guy that you reach out to. Then he puts you in touch with me. And from there, we'll bring you on board with our fine group and you can become a C3 member or a C3 leader. So with that said, Troy, I'm going to let you finish off with what you'd like to say. The floor is yours. I talk too much anyway.
What? So what? Final words?
Well, whatever you want to say. I don't care if it takes you half an hour, buddy. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Now let's see. Let me wonder. Hold on. Yes, I'm very happy to be a member. I love you. I love you all. You're great. You're number one. You're the best group, and you're the last hope that this country has. So keep up the good work. Proud of you all. You're doing a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful job. Wonderful job. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You know, you should be rewarded. You should be rewarded.
You're a good man, Troy. I know you're a good person. You've got a big heart. You're a good heart. And, that's why you're a C3 leader. All the guys in the group, all the women in our group, all fine, great people with great patriots,
Great.
such as yourself. And, it's true. We've become a family. There's a genuine love and respect for each other. I've spoken to you only a few times on the phone, but I feel like I know you. And I know that when I go out to Newfoundland, I'll be well received. And I'm really looking forward to meeting you and your family. And I
Same
will
here.
and I will be going across Canada in the future and meeting everybody. That's my part of my bucket list retirement plans.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it here.
Yeah.
Places. I don't mean to sound biased, but man, I'm telling you, if I never had to leave this province, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'd stay the rest of my life. I'm here on the island, protected by a moat, right? You got to come here by plane or boat. You can't just walk here,
Yeah.
right? So like, it's like we're in a castle surrounded by a moat, right? And this is nice. It's beautiful, and the people are beautiful. I love the people here.
Mhm.
They're wicked, wicked. This is excellent and party. Now another thing is, I got to say, the people on this island they seem to love to have sex. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's good because we need more Canadians, you know?
Yeah, we do to keep our population up.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, I'll tell you, I've met many Newfoundlanders in my life. I lived all over Canada, and I've met Newfoundlanders as far as Yellowknife, Northwest Territories. I lived in Yellowknife for 2 years. I was a miner up there. Two of my best buddies up there were Newfies. Two
that's
guys
fun.
that I met from Newfoundland. I lost track of these guys. Unfortunately, we were young, careless, carefree. We never thought the party would end. But the two friends that I have in Newfoundland now, one I met in Edmonton. I worked with the guy, and we're still in touch. And the other guy I met here in Ontario, but they're both back in Newfoundland, and I'm planning on going to visit them. Not next summer, but probably the following summer. Probably summer 2020. I'll see you.
I bet they'd like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd like to see you again. Bye.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're in touch. We still speak. And two of my other buddies from here are also friends with those guys, know them. So the three of us are planning on jumping in an RV and going out there to visit those guys. And we're going to come knock on your door at the same time.
Oh man, yes, that'll be some wicked, that excellent party day. That'll be.
Yeah, we've already been planning it. It's going to happen. We've been speaking about it for almost 6 months there now already. So the three of us are we're coming out there, buddy. I'm a seafood lover. I just love all seafood, and I plan
Mhm.
on getting my fill while I'm out east. You know.
Oh, you'll. Oh, and Jig's dinner. Wait till you try their Jig's dinner.
Oh
Jig's
yeah.
dinner is good. Mmm. Jig's dinner. Let me see what's Jig's dinner. There's potatoes, there's carrot, there's turnip, there's cabbage, there's salt beef, there's chicken, there's stuffing, there's gravy, there's peas pudding. Uh, I'd say, man, no, but the plate is like, am I froze up?
Yeah.
Come on
You're
now.
still you. We can still hear you, but your face is frozen. Oh, there you go. Now you're back. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at least it
Uh,
wasn't frozen in a bad way. Yeah.
hey, bye. Hey, bye. No, I was just doing a test, seeing when it was coming. It's
Awesome.
okay now. Good.
Well, you know what? We were on a good 45 minutes. It's been a pleasure introducing you to the rest of the Patriots and the rest of the members. It's about time they meet Troy Rubia. Many of you have spoken to him in the chat rooms, but to actually see him and talk to him and to put a face to the typing is always a good thing.
I don't suppose I could read some of the posts.
Sure.
Like
Yeah,
okay,
go right ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Troy. Yeah, right on.
when hello brother Dan. That's when he's greeting you.
See, I can't see just by the way, I was going to tell, I can see who's watching, but I can't
Okay.
see the comments anymore. I don't know why. Uh, oh, some comments are coming through now. Last time
Yeah,
I couldn't get any of the comments, but go ahead, Troy.
let's see. Win is saying hi, brother Troy. Hey, Win. Hey, brother Win. And let's see. There's Barry Prince. Good evening. Good evening to you, Barry Prince. Uh, John Barassa. Hello. Hello to you too, John. Let's see. Duke is watching. Watching. Hey, Duke. He's the Duke, by the way. If anybody's wondering, he's the Duke. Okay, now Ed Jamasek. Jamasek.
Jamnisic, yeah.
Jam Santa Claus is in the chat. Hey, it's about time. About time. And there's John Barassa, religious law. Yep, same thing, right? Religious law, foreign law, canon law, Sharia law, right? Uh, and John Barassa said, is anyone else hearing fuzz? Well, yeah, you mentioned you was hearing some fuzz. Ed Jamnisek, Shia mixing with Sunni, hard to believe. Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah, that is hard
Right.
to believe.
Yeah. And John Barassa also said the hijab. I guess that's when I was talking about the burqa and and the face was sticking out.
Right. Yeah.
And then he also mentioned the niqab. Yeah, niqab is
The
the
kneecap,
full.
right. That's what it is. Yeah.
Jam Nisek also said some Muslims leave the Middle East to get away from Sharia. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, we know that there are some of these people that we should welcome into Canada. Like there are good people. I you
Yeah,
know
they
some
will.
some of my I go to a gas station here on a regular basis. Two Hindu people, a couple, nicest people you've ever wanted to meet.
Yeah, but see, land
Great
right.
people.
You see, the Ed Jamnisek also said some leave to bring Sharia. Yeah, some leave to escape it, and some leave to bring it. And Jason Fraser said,
Good point.
"Yep, yeah, Ed. Yeah, I agree with you too, Jason. He's right. Tracy Barron, hi Patriots, hi to you too, Tracy. John Barassa also said, hello, Mr. Barron. And me and John's going to say, hello, Mr. Barron. And Tracy, Miss Barron, Miss Barron, Miss Barron. Tracy Barron said, here, the guy in the small picture. Hey, that small picture, that's me. That must be me. You can't hear me?
That
Yeah.
that's Troy Rubia.
And Dan Unra is watching. Hey, Dan. Hi, my Patriot family. Dan and Troy, how's it going? Going excellent, Dan. Going excellent. And I hope
Thanks,
you're
bro.
doing well. John Barassa also said, what is the compact migration? What is that compact migration? Is that a euphemism for big migration? I wonder. No, the liberals call it a compact migration, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Barron
Trying to
said,
miniaturize the problem.
normalize it. Tracy Barron says, Groper is signing over our sovereignty to the UN to control our immigration and call it compact migration. There you go. That's a euphemism.
Yeah,
That's a good one. It's a good one.
yeah.
John Burns also said the UN Migration Pact. Yep. Tracy Barron said -12 in Sudbury tonight. There will be shattered scours followed by rain and drizzle. I got that wrong. I got it all wrong.
Tracy's down south. He gets nicer weather than we do. It's warmer where he is all the time.
Yeah. Tracy Barron also said, read that last book in the Bible, Revelation, and it talks about the fucked up weather as it gets closer to the end. Now you know what? That topic right there. When I was young, went back in my um was it the my Roman Catholic days, right? And we used to talk about the devil in school about the Revelation, and I I don't know if I would have put two together back then. It was I think Islam is the devil. The Muhammad, the story goes was he was possessed by Morning Star. Morning Star is Lucifer. Is the Venus? The Venus is that is the little star, and there's a crescent moon and a star. The crescent moon represents Baal, 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 and the star is Morning Star, or that's Venus. And is that supposed to represent Lucifer? Something like that, right?
I'm not. I'm not much into even the horoscope, to be honest with you, when it comes to stars. Yeah.
But okay, Joan Sedano says hi. Hi, John. And John Barassa says eight. Eight, John. Or, yeah, John. Eight back to you too, John. Jason Fraser says, watching from the East Coast. Yep, I'm from the East Coast. Diane Bassett's watching. Hi, Diane. Hello, Dan and Troy. Again. Hello, Diane. Watching from Moncton, she is. Catherine Lynn Fox says, hello, Dan and everyone. Hi, Catherine. Kevin Douglas Shinduk says, Shear or Bernier? Okay, now that's a good question. That's a good topic right there, right there. I'd love to say Bernier, but I really don't want to divide the vote
I think
as
it's
much
too
as I.
early. I think it's too early to firmly pick um, a leader. I mean, we still have a year. I mean, it's too early, even though we're running out of time.
Yeah,
Fact is we don't have that much time, but it's still too early, in my opinion, anyways, to firmly pick a leader. I can only say at this point that I like more what Bernier's been saying than what
me too.
Scheer's been saying. I see Scheer seems to be um, of the Trudeau mindset of letting the United Nations, kind of take over our immigration system. I see Scheer doesn't seem to have much backbone. He worries me that all he's been able to do so far is bash the liberals, but he offers virtually no solutions and has stood on nothing firmly. He's shaky, he backpedals. Um, I'll tell you, I'm not going to throw him to the wolves yet. But if I were to pick a guy today, I'd have to say it's Bernier, because
Me too.
Bernier doesn't agree with the United Nations. I think he would literally remove Canada from United Nations. He was not of the Paris Accord mindset. He didn't vote on it. He didn't even attend. And I think that was done on purpose.
And,
He wants
and
to close the borders. Go ahead.
another thing, Bernier can steal more Liberal votes than Scheer can. I'm positive of that. I'm positive of that.
Yeah,
Scheer,
probably.
because a lot of people was calling Scheer Harper 2.0, right? And we were going to have another 2015, right?
Yeah,
But I don't want more 2015s.
yeah.
You know,
That's a
like we
good
need to
point.
move forward, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's a damn good point.
like the only way is to steal Liberal votes. If we're going to win, that's the only way we're going to do it.
Well, that
Because
and people have got to stop saying that this is dividing the PC, because fact is it's not dividing the PC. The guy started a new party. There's no dividing here. He started a whole new party. So you either stand behind it or you don't. And if you're a
yep,
PC and you go to the PPC, it's considered a slide vote. It's not a divided vote. It's a slide vote. It's someone from the PC that, like Maxime Bernier, didn't agree with everything the PC was representing, and has decided to pledge his allegiance behind Bernier. So that's a slide vote. I'm so sick of hearing this dividing vote. It's not a dividing vote. The man started a whole new party.
yep.
Stand behind it or don't, you know.
hmm
But at this point, I think he's the lesser of the four evils. And there's four:
I
NDP, Libs, PC, and PPC will be counted, you know.
okay. Now let's see. Continue on here. There's Ed the Jamnisek.
Yep.
That said, in compact on migration means open borders and full access to schools, medical welfare, job. Listen, they're taking everything from us.
And we pay for it.
Yeah, and we pay for it.
Yeah.
And Catherine is saying, yeah, very good topic. Yeah, she's right. It is a good topic. She's saying, I'm hearing horror stories on both sides. Right? It's sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah. We're
She's saying it.
seeing the world is totally in turmoil. Look at these caravans. This
Yeah.
is all, funded by Soros. I mean, the thing is that I don't understand, and I'm going to ask a question out there. If there's evidence that Soros is actually manipulating governments to promote his own self-serving elitist agendas, why isn't he not being arrested?
hmm
You know, why
Well,
hasn't the Americans or the Canadian, the RCMP, why hasn't anybody? I mean, is it become a good way of life to be on the bad side of the law and to actually cause more harm than good? Are those the people that are protected now, and that the laws and the law keepers are protecting and supporting? Like, it's almost like black is white, up is down, left is right. I've never
mm,
seen. We're living in a pretty exciting times. That's all I got to say. To
yeah.
put it in a nutshell, it's pretty exciting.
hmm Let's see. Now Catherine's back on the fence. It's like, what do you do, right? What do you do?
Keep watching, Catherine, and you keep watching, you keep listening, and you make up your mind as you get closer to the voting time. What can you do?
Yeah. Now, Ed said Bernier is not owned. That's that's interesting. That would be.
What do
I
you
don't.
mean?
That's true. I. That would be excellent. That would be really good. That would be excellent, wouldn't it? Because Trump is not owned. Like he's his own man. You can't buy him. You can't stick him in your back pocket. He'll buy you and put you in his back pocket first. Right? Like you can't buy them. Diane Bassett, hi Diane. I'm for Bernier 100%. Yeah, a lot of us are. Ed says NDP voters are siding with Bernier. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. And Catherine says, biggest crook alive, Soros. Yeah, Soros.
Yeah, why he's not arrested? I don't get it.
He's outside the realm of the law. Maybe he's outside the, right? Maybe he, and they can't touch him. It's almost like he's offshore,
Well, they're
metaphorically.
above the law. That's what it is these people with so much wealth are above the law.
They're like overlords.
Yeah, it's sad, but only the poor people go to jail, and only the poor people are punished for their crimes.
Yeah. Now, Catherine says I am. I think she says she's watching what's going on. She's trying to educate herself, and trying to move forward on this. This tough situation we're in. John says it's like the whole planet instantly slipped into another backwards dimension. Yeah, it's almost like the Mandela effect, right? It's like one day and suddenly his land is everywhere. Right? Totally different. And Catherine says process for the next 11 months. This backwards slide.
Yeah, because that's all we have left is 11 months before we vote, before we throw that bum out. I'll tell you, that's another thing. Is Trudeau fixing the vote to get back in? Will illegal immigrants as well as very recent immigrants receive the power of voting? Will the electronic vote be true and fair? There's a lot. There's a lot of manipulating behind the scenes that are going to help either win or lose this election for Trudeau. It's it's sad to say, but I don't trust anything or anybody at this point.
Yeah, because they probably don't even exist. They're probably just algorithms. They're all just algorithms. Now let's see. Tracy saying the only comments I see are mine and only right after I make one.
Yeah, and now, I'm seeing the comments too now. Now everything's scrolling fine. It's weird, but it took a while to catch up. And he's saying that John's telling Mr. Barron to reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
Mike Lafreniere, that's a good friend of mine right here in Sudbury, Mike and Joanne Lafreniere. Nice young couple nice young couple. Geez, they're younger than me, but he's not that young. But we were just talking about it the other day that you can't trust anything. You can't put nothing past to the Liberals that this could be rigged election.
Yeah. Yeah. I just like to know how they can get away with that because like how
look in the state. There's all kinds of election tampering being uncovered almost daily. Not only are the machines rigged, but people are sabotaging the elections by
people are
double
voting.
voting, triple voting. I've heard of people actually going to vote and then getting back in line to make the line longer, so that it discourages people that have just got there to vote. When they see the line so long, they say, the hell with it, I'm not voting.
Or, or
It's a shame.
or they'll go out to their car and then they'll put on a different suit and they'll go and they'll vote again.
Well, this is it, is that all you need is that election card, and in many cases, you don't even need the election card. I think in that case, though, you have to provide ID. I know here in Sudbury, if you don't have an election card, you have to provide ID. But I mean, now our driver's license, supposedly, if you're a Muslim and you want to take your license picture with a burqa on, you can. So how do you identify these people? They could go and vote half a dozen times.
and then they can take a dump on our sidewalk, right? And then clean their ass with their hand and wipe it
Yeah,
off on the wall.
John Barassa makes a good point too, and I heard that too. I don't know if it's factual, but I heard the same thing, John, that Soros actually owns these voting machines.
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
like the corruption, the sabotage, the misinformation, the evil that is running rampant in our leaders and in our politics. It's pathetic. Is there light at the end of the tunnel? I hope so. I hope that more good people will stand up. That's why I tell people join C3, join the good guys, get on
Yep.
the right side of the fence. We're the fighters. We're the people that are standing up and fighting back against these terrible ideologies. And it's
We're the
time
men.
to, make yourself counted.
Yep. Um, hey Tracy, John's in another dimension right now, and John says you got to reboot, Mr. Barron. Um, Mike says I wouldn't put past Trudeau to rig elections. A lot of people are suspicious.
Yeah, that's my chum, Mike. Yeah, no, you can't put it. And Ed just commented that Trump warned if people mess with the elections, they'll be charged and convicted. You know what? I would convict them harshly too, like not a slap on the wrist there. This is important. This is, about lying about people's votes and stuff. And people could be falsely elected. Uh, imagine if things had gone wrong and somebody like Clinton had been elected. There's that fuzzy sound again. I think we're being monitored or quelled by Facebook.
Wow.
You
Um,
hear?
Jason,
You
Jason agrees. Right on, Dan. He says.
hear?
Uh, Terry says absolutely, and John says Soros. Oh, Soros owns the machines. You said that. You just said that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Gwen is watching. And Mike says in the 80s, it used to be that immigrants had to be in Canada for 10 years before you could be sworn in as a Canadian, and only then you had the right to vote. Look at it. Look it up. Who changed this law? Yeah.
Well, it's I don't know who changed it, and I don't know if it's might have been 10 years before, but I think it's still I think it's 3 years or at least until you've actually gained complete citizenship before you can vote. But Trudeau wants to change that to let people literally walk into the country and weeks later have the ability to vote.
Yeah.
And I mean, listen, these people would vote for Trudeau. He just let them illegally walk into a country and handed them a paycheck. Of course, they're going to vote for him.
So I'm
This
just
is
wondering.
all election rigging, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, John said yes, John, that's good. Oh, to be back in the 80s? I
Yeah,
like the music too. Yeah, I like the music too. A little bit of
yeah,
reverb,
yeah,
but still good music, right?
yeah.
It's shocking. Well, I guess suppose we could wrap this up, I guess.
Okay. I hope everybody enjoyed meeting Troy. Please reach out to Troy. He's the man on the East Coast, floating out on that island. Hey, while I got you, did you see? Because it's got to be true. It's on Facebook that supposedly the hurricanes had blown Newfoundland down the coast.
Yeah, blew us over just off of Africa, just off West Africa. We were up at a sand. Which islands? Was it Canary Islands?
You know, you got to beware of stuff you read on Facebook and on social media. It's not always true. It's like
Yeah,
that Patriot Pride Canada wide. They called him, he called, that's Ryan there. He calls it Patriot Pride Canada wide, yet he does nothing but bash patriots, report people, and have them put into Facebook jail. And he's more of a detriment to the Patriot movement than he ever was any help. And, so there's one example of, you got to be careful who you follow, who you endorse, and what you're watching, because it's not all true. Believe me. As far as you know, you guys are still south of Labrador there, and just over from Nova Scotia.
I can see Labrador from my house.
You didn't get blown over into by Africa there. That's what I had read too. The Newfoundland had actually blown over across the ocean and was sitting near Africa now.
Yeah, if there's any truth, the only truth is there was seismic vibrations picked up.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, because of the wind, it was bad. Like Newfoundland was actually vibrating.
Really? Eh?
Because the wind was blown over, and the waves hitting against the right. It was actually
vibrated the island.
Yeah. Seismograph. Yeah. Let's see, Eunice, the defense minister is warning about Russian interference. I see the Liberals fixing the election. I think the defense minister is lying. Yep, I believe that too. Hello, Catherine. Let's see.
You're in St. John's, eh? Ed is asking what part of the island you're from, Troy. You're in St. John's.
St. John's. I'm from the Avalon Peninsula. As far we. So everybody comes here to celebrate New Year's.
Huh. You're born and raised in Newfoundland, Troy?
Yep, I'm a true blue Newfoundlander. Well, no, I'm not, because that was after Confederation. But I am a true blue. Well, I got some French in me, but I'm mostly native. I'm native with some French and a little bit of Irish, and I think a little bit of British, maybe even a little bit of Brazil. No, was it Spain? Was it? Oh shoot, my gentle. I'm really good with geography. Portugal. You might even have some Portuguese, right? Because like my great grandmother, her last name is Brazil, and they're from Portugal.
Eunice, I didn't know you were a Newfie. That's too funny. Yeah, Eunice Bailey Miller. I speak to her on private messenger all the time. Well, I didn't know you were a Newfie, Eunice.
Well, my God Almighty! Well, jumping dirty dimes by. I didn't know you was. And over.
Catherine's saying you're a Heinz 57, or she's a Heinz 57.
Wow, guess what? My wife is a Heinz 57. Well, she's a Simon 57.
Yeah, I think that's what I think she's saying. Yeah, because you were saying you had this and that. Yeah, I'm a true descendant of the Vikings from Normandy.
Wow.
On my mom's side, yeah. It explains used to be blonde hair. It's going gray now, and the blue eyes. The blue eyes have stayed, thank God. But yeah, I'm not that far back. We're a direct lineage, one on my mom's side, a direct lineage back to the Vikings. That's why I guess, I'm a spirited type of person I've never let anybody walk all over me, and I've always stood up for what I believed in. Whether right or wrong, I've always stood up, and I've always tried to expose injustices wherever I found them. It got me, some good points, and it got me in trouble both ways. But it is what it is, and I won't stand for watching Canada be thrown to the wolves and become a shithole country like Trudeau and the elite are trying to make it. So,
yeah, the old shit.
it's time for others to join C3 and to do like we are doing, the C3 members. And Ed Jamnisic is our captain in Toronto. He's the guy to reach out to if you're in the Toronto area to join C3. And I'll repeat, please reach out to Troy. Troy needs help in his area. He needs more members. If he could get himself a crew going, then you guys could get together and you guys could promote your own rallies and do your own events in Newfoundland. So it's important
Now,
to get people, others to join to support us. Like I keep saying, you have to help us if you want us to help you.
yeah, yeah, because we need the numbers.
Yeah.
John's saying, over to Tracy saying, we can see the Newfie in you. Well, hey, boy, I'm telling you, then the Newfie, you know, shagging me. And
Hi,
John
Julie.
said,
Julie
ah,
McNamara. I like to mention Julie traveled from British Columbia all the way to Ottawa in July, last July, to come to our rally.
oh, that's
Her
a
and a
long,
friend of hers, Stephen, yeah, got on the plane, flew to Ottawa to come to the rally. I
that's an
mean, you
achievement.
want to talk patriotism? That's a
That in
patriot.
its,
Yeah,
yeah, that in itself is an achievement, eh?
yeah,
That in its
yeah. Love Julie. Great person, you know. I hope to see
great,
you again next summer if you can make it, Julie, because we're doing it again. We're not giving up.
good
You
woman.
know, I don't care that the last rally wasn't as successful as we would have liked. Just imagine if 100,000 of us were to march on Parliament Hill, whether they be there or not, we'd be recognized, we'd be counted, and believe
We will.
me, our politicians would be worried. And
Yeah, they
maybe
be.
we could bring change.
Yeah, yep. So I just need to read a couple more here. John says, this Troy guy looks like he can cook a mean pizza. I gotta tell you something. If I had the right ingredients, but I gotta make it. Well, I could make a good lasagna and I can make a good pasta. That I am sure of.
Well, you said you had a little bit of French in you. That's where your cooking comes from.
Huh?
Eh?
What?
You said you had a little bit of French in you. That's where your chef, your
Oh,
culinary
here,
expertise would come from.
that's where the French is, right there, lah. And that's First Nation, and that's I get some of the French right there. That's where,
Well, at
yeah,
least you know
good.
where it is.
Yeah, yeah, because like when I goes, yes, that's right. That's the main thing. That's good. Now let's see. Read a couple more there. Hold on. Now Eunice says, "I sure am from the Avalon."
It's Troy Rubia, Eunice.
Yeah. Ed says, "Troy, have you ever kissed a cod?" Hmm. Hmm.
Jeez, you're ahead of me. I didn't see that yet.
Yeah. Did I ever kiss a cod? No. See, because I'm a newfie. I don't need to be sworn in. Catherine says, "Yes, Troy is, but I'm one too." Yeah. Yep. We're newfies. By the dents and jumping dirty dimes by we're newfies. Eunice says, "Really, Catherine?" Yes, Catherine. Yes. And John says, "Does he cook good seafood pasta?" Hmm. Now that's interesting. The seafood pasta. I've never heard of that. That's,
See, I'm only getting half the comments. It's funny, but I'm not seeing half of those comments.
now Catherine says, "Yes, Eunice." And Eunice is saying, "Let's hook up on Facebook, Catherine." Catherine. Are you getting this, Catherine? Eunice wants to hook up with you on Facebook, okay? All right? Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
see, that's the wonderful thing about this group is people get to meet people. The movement gets stronger as we unite. And, you know, if it's only two people tonight and two people tomorrow, uh, at least we're headed in the right direction.
And Julie, you're right. C3 has great respect for patriots. Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
And yeah, and Catherine,
You know, if you love your country and you're willing to fight for it, you're darn right you have our full respect.
yeah, Eunice, great. Julie says, "I try my best for my Canada." Eunice, Julie is a true patriot. And John says, "Can we cook hot dogs at the next rally?" Now you're getting me hungry now. John, you're
You
getting
can
me
bring
hungry
your own
now.
barbecue. We just can't cook anything on Parliament Hill. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have
Julie
came
says,
back to the campsite. We had hot dogs, buddy.
oh, Eunice says, "What is Troy's surname?" My last name is Rubia, but it used to be Robin or Robin from France. Like my great grandfather, Guillaume Robin, he was one of the first deserters when they came over from France to fish off of Cape St. George out on Red Rock. Well, he jumped ship and he settled and he changed his name to Rubia or Robia, right? So
Interesting. That's
yeah.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Kat says, well, I should have a new vehicle by then, and we'll make the trip with or without anyone. Wow, she
Awesome.
sounds
Awesome.
right.
I'm thinking July
Yeah,
20th. Saturday, July 20th. So if anybody wants to pipe in, if they feel that's a good date or a bad date, PM me or comment on this video after I read all the comments after the videos usually. But yeah, let us know if you think that that might be a good date and why we pick July is because the kids are out of school. We wanted to do it in June, but because it's Canada Day is that month, most of that month, Parliament will not allow rallies to be held in June. So it's either May or July. May is a little too early. Kids are still in school. July, people take their holidays, kids are out of school. And yes, I realize that Parliament is not in session and they're not there. But fact of the matter is, if you want to make a rally while Parliament is in session, it would have to be a weekday. And weekdays people work. So again, your attendance would be small. So we try to plan our rallies around the idea of getting the most attendees. So
yeah,
summer, weather's right. July, kids are out of school, people can take holidays. Even though it doesn't agree with everyone, it's the month that most can agree with. So it's going to be in July sometime, and I'm thinking July 20th. And it'll be the Canadians for Canada rally number 2. Yeah. And this time, Troy, you got to try to make it, buddy.
yeah. Guess what? I'm going back to work, May.
Are you going to be back at work by then?
I'm back on the chain gang. Well, I'm gonna try. Want to try some nice quick. Hold on now. You ever see a satellite flyby? It's like that, right? That's how a flyby satellite works. But that's just my foolishness, right? That's just my foolishness.
Are you okay there?
I'm much better now.
Well, you're freezing up again. Okay, let's shut her down. It's been over an hour. I'm getting tired. I think we bored everybody enough. Please join us again as we continue our small video introductions of C3 members. Tonight we met Troy Rubia, and next week I want to bring in, there's still quite a few I want to bring in, Ed Jamnisic. I want to bring in Cho Ling, VP of Alberta. We're going to try to bring in Barry Prince again to get Lance B. Oh, see you later, Troy. Lance BP of British Columbia. So we're going to try to introduce you to more C3 members in the following weeks. Please share our videos, watch our, encourage others to join our page and to join C3 as full active members. For to help you, you have to help us. So with that said, have a great evening, Patriots. We love yous all. Take care.